الميت وتخرج الميت من الحي وترزق من تشاء بغير حساب آمنا بالله صدق الله العظيم شفيع الوسات في يوم العرسات Hazreti Ahmed, Mahmud, Muhammed Mustafa'ra salavat.
Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin ve ala seyyidina Muhammed.
Amine Hatun Muhammed annesi ol, Sadef'ten doğdu oldur tanesi. Çünkü Abdullah'tan oldu hamile, vakti erişti eftiayı eyyam ile. Hem Muhammed gelmesi oldu yakin, çok alametler belirdi gelmedi. Ol Rebul evvel ayın nicesi, 12. gece isteyin gecesi. Ol gece kimde oldu hayrül beşer anesi yanında, neler gördü neler. Dedi gördüm o Habibin annesi, bir Recep nur kim güneş pervanesi. Berkodup çıktı evimden nagihan, göklere dek nur olurdu cihan. Gökler açıldı, fetholdu zulem, 3 melek gördüm elinde 3 alem. Bir meşrik, bir mağrib dağının, bir damında dikildi Kabe'nin. Bildim anlardan kim ol halkın yiği, kim yakin oldu cihana gelmeyi. İndiler gökten melekler saf saf, Kabe gibi kıldılar evim tavaf. Kabe savdetti o demden nagihan, dedi doğdu bu gece şemsi cihan. Geldi huriler bölük bölük mor, yüzleri nurundan evim doldu nur. Hem hava üzerine düşen bir döşek, hadis söndüz döşeyen anı melek. Çün göründü bana bu işler yan, hayret içer karşıdem ben hemen. Yarılıp divarda çıktı nagihan, geldi 3 ile bana oldu yan. Bazılar derler ki ol 3 dilberin asiyeydi, bir yol peykerin, bir Meryem hatun idi aşikar. Birisi hem hurilerden bir nigar, geldiler lütfile ol mecmein, verdiler bana selam ol demhemin. Çevre yanıma gelip oturdular, Mustafa'yı birbirine muştular.
Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin nebi ummi ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin nebi ummi ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin nebi ummi ve ala ve sellim.
Dediler oğlum gibi bir hiç ol, yaradılalı cihan gelmiş değil. Bu senin oğlun gibi, kadri cemil bu anaya vermemiştir ol celil. Bu devlet buldun ol ey dildar isen, doğru Kibrisi'den senden ol ki Hasan. Bu gelen ilmüledin sultanıdır. Bu gelen tevhid irfan kanıdır. Bu gelen aşkına devreyleyer felek. Yüzüne müştak dürür insü melek. Bu gece ol gecedir kim ol şerif. Nur ile onları alemler ey latif. Bu gece dünyayı ol cennet kılar. Bu gece eşyaya hak rahmet kılar. Bu gece şadan olur erbab dil. Bu gece can verir hesab dil. Rahmeten lil alemindir Mustafa. Hem şefial müslimindir Mustafa. Vasfını bu resme tertip ettiler. O mübarek nuru terkip ettiler. Kardanak idi ve hem de soğuk idi. Lezzeti dahi şekerde yok idi. İçtimanın oldu cismin nur akar. İdemezdin kendimi nurdan far. Geldi bir ak kuşkuna kanat ile vevan. Arkamız yandı kuvvetli hemen. Doğdu ol saadetti sultan-ı din. Nura gak oldu semavet-i uzulmin. Sallallahu aleyhi ve sellimu teslima. Hatta tanala cennetin ve naima. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin nebiyyil ummi ve alihi ve sahbihi ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin nebiyyil ummi ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin nebiyyil ummi ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ve sellim.
Amin. İlâ şerefin Nebi Mustafa Resulullah sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem. Kiram şeyhina bi tarikati nefşminetil aliye. Haseten darihima bi Dergah asıl halika ve ceşşanmış menesine. Şeyh Sultan Mevlana Muhammed Nazim sahibi sahip şerif. El Fatiha. Allahümme salli. Selamet şerbi hasiller. Fatiha. Amin. Selamun aleyküm ve rahmetullahi ve berekatuhu. Inshallah Rahman, with the order and the permission of our Shaykh, Sahib al-Saif, Shaykh Abdulkerim Kibrisi Rabbani, and Sultan al-Awliya, Shaykh Maulana Muhammad Nazim al-Haqqani, we will make the ziyarat of the Sakal Sharif, the holy beard of the holy Prophet ﷺ. Prophet is holy. Everything that comes out from Prophet is holy. What the People from subcontinent, they say Pak, isn't it? Rasul Pak. What is Pak? Holy, pure. Nothing dirty came from him. His wife, by accident, took some, drank some of what came from his body. Because of that, not only she has perfect health, but the hellfire is forbidden to touch her. So, those who have problems with the holiness of the Prophet ﷺ, they should understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created him, and he has created us for his sake. Holy Prophet ﷺ, where he is buried now, is the most sacred, most holy place on the face of the earth. Yes, even the keepers of Shariat and Fiqh, they say, where he is buried is more holy than the Kaaba. Some, and these are not tariqat sheikhs. Tariqat sheikhs, let's not enter. So many people are going to reject them, what they're saying. Sit down somewhere. These are alims and ulamas, that they're holding on firmly to Shariatullah, that they lived during the time of the Khilafat. And they're saying, some of them, that the Holy Prophet ﷺ's Rawza Sharif is more holy than the Arsh of Allah. So many Wahhabi kind people are going to say, what are you talking about? This is shirk, bid'ah. Wahhabism enter into everyone's minds. Even Ahli Sunnah people, they have Wahhabi tendencies, ideas. Even Tariqat people, they may have Wahhabi ideas. Come out from this foolishness. Enter into the circle. Leave this. Inshallah, with the permission, we will make the ziyarat of the Holy Prophet ﷺ's beard that the Sahaba Kiram they did, that the Tabi'ins they did, that the Tabi'ins they did, that is carried on continuously for 1400 years. Muy Mubarak, you call it? Alhamdulillah, shukr, alhamdulillah. May Allah accept our love and our appreciation for him. As much as we are watching our adab, our manners, that much, inshallah, we will be blessed. Fatiha. Inshallah, if everyone, we're going to recite salawat. We're going to carry it. We're going to bring the stand in front. We will come one by one, reciting salawats and to visit it. May it be accepted, inshallah.
Ameen.
Al-Fatiha.
وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله
Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum. Allah kabul etsin inşallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sit, be comfortable. Hold on. There's somebody else asking question first. We're going to answer that. Later we're going to talk. Okay. Yes. Say.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Is it compulsory to follow a tariqah to follow the correct path?
This is Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This question is from the internet. People who are watching live broadcast right now, they're asking this question. Do you know from where they're asking?
No.
Shukr. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Destur. Euz billah min shaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Destur madad yasabis. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Which surah, every one of us, we read more than 40 times a day? A whole surah. Which surah? Surah Fatiha. In that Surah Al-Fatiha, what do we ask Allah? Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Keep us on the straight path. If we already say Shahadat, if we are already praying, if you're already fasting, if you're already doing so many things, sit for a second. Not in front of the door. They're going to knock everything down now. If we are doing all these things, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making us to ask Him to keep us on the straight path? Isn't it something to think about? We are not those other religions that say, oh, you are saved. Just accept. Accept Jesus. You are saved. You go straight to heaven. Islam, it is an intelligent man's religion. It is a mature religion. You accept Islam, but you have to have the faith to enter your heart. Because that is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran Kareem. Say to them, they accept the Shahadat, but He has not entered into their hearts yet. We are begging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more than 40 times a day with the sunnah, prayers and everything. Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. We're already in the sirat al-mustaqim, but we're saying Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. Why is that? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in another ayat, O you who believe, believe. If you already believe, why Allah is giving us order to believe? And another ayat is saying, O you who believe, after you have accepted the belief, are you then going to turn back and fall back into disbelief? So this idea of being on the right path and the Siratul Mustaqim is not something to be joked around about. It's not something that is optional. It's not something that is extra. It's something necessary or not necessary. It is the most important. It is the most fundamental. Because we're saying, Ya Rabbi, Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim. And the surah, it continues. Because everyone believes they are in the Siratul Mustaqim, isn't it? Islam is going to be divided into how many groups? Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying. How many groups? 73 different groups. Did he say all 73 different groups, they are correct and they're all going to go to paradise? He said one is going to be saved. One is correct, 72 is going to be in the wrong side, bounding towards hellfire. He didn't say, accept everyone, it's okay. One. That hadith, so many people don't know also. Holy Prophet said before, Judaism will be divided into 71 different groups. One of them is correct, one group. The rest is wrong. Christianity into 72. One group is correct. 71 is wrong. And Islam is going to be divided into 73 different groups. One is correct. The rest is in the path that we continue that surah saying, Sirat al-lazina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdalin. Which direction is that? Keep us on the straight path, not the path of those who have deviated, or the path of those that are pulling your anger. Because everyone thinks, we accept Islam. You ask 2 billion Muslims. 2 billion Muslims are going to say, of course, I'm in Siratul Mustaqim. Of course, I'm in the straight path. You ask Sunnis, they're saying that. You ask Wahhabis, they're saying that. You ask Shiis, they're saying that. You ask Ismailis, they're saying that. You ask La Mazhabis, they're saying, yes, we are in Siratul Mustaqim. You ask the La Mazhab and La Hadith group, saying we accept only Quran, not Hadith. You're going to say we belong to the Siratul Mustaqim. But there is a condition that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put. What is the Siratul Mustaqim? Because if there are 50 men here, if we read one ayat, we're going to have 50 different interpretations. Understanding according to your age, according to your nationality, according to your experience, according to your knowledge, according to your influence, so many factors there. But the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it did not come down for everyone to play around with it. The book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not come down to the Sahabe Kiram. It came down to the Holy Prophet ﷺ, one person. And Holy Prophet ﷺ, taking that Quran, taking from him to him, and giving explanation and guiding his ummah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah ﷺ. To reach to Allah, you have to go through the door of the Prophet ﷺ first. Impossible otherwise. If we do that, just say La ilaha illallah, we're going to be that group of people that surah is explaining, those who pull Allah's anger. They believe in Allah, but they don't like their prophets. There is such a group? Yes. And if you say, no, no, we only want Muhammad Rasulullah, the tariqat, the love and everything, and we don't want the shariat, then we're going to fall back into that other group that has deviated, that they love their prophet so much, they say their prophet is Allah. Astaghfirullah, hasha. So, tariqat, if you want Siratul Mustaqim, tariqat is the way to Siratul Mustaqim. What is tariqat? Tariqat is a way. Tariqat is a lifestyle of the Prophet ﷺ. Shariat is what he says and what he does. What he says, do and don't. The tariqat is his lifestyle. It is zahir and it is batin. The first one that was given tariqat was Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu. One tariqat he was given. For those who wants to remain on the straight path, who wants to taste their faith. To Hazrat Ali karamallahu wajha, he gave 40 tariqats. And all the Sahaba Kiram, it is obligation for them to give bayat to Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq. So, if everyone is accepting the tariqat of Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, do you think it is necessary or is optional? Something to think about, isn't it? Of course, in these days, they are saying, no, no, no. They're trying to discourage. Close that door. Keep it closed. They're trying to discourage people from tariqat. Are we anywhere close to the tariqats of 50 years ago? No. Never. Are we anywhere close to the tariqats of 100 years ago? Never. If I ask the elderly people here, if I ask, for example, Haji Muhammad, are you a Muslim? Well, he listens to me. He says, Inshallah, Alhamdulillah, I am. He's not going to get upset. Check yourself. Are you going to be upset if I ask you, you're a Muslim? There was one Mazub. He was in Mecca during the Hajj season. He went to Shaykh Abdullah Fazil Dagestani, our great grand Shaykh, and said, Ya Shaykh, are you Muslim? Shaykh Abdullah smiled and said, Oh my son, I've been asking myself this question for 70 years. Am I a Muslim? He started laughing, that crazy one. I said, you gave the right answer. I asked to so many alims, so many sheikhs, so many claiming that they are earlier, big beards, big turbans, big group coming. Are you a Muslim? And they beat me up. Of course I'm a Muslim. I'm here. What is the meaning of Islam? What is the meaning of a Muslim? No will, isn't it? No will. You give up your will to the will of Allah, the one who surrenders his will. Allah gave you a will, you surrender it back to Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. How are you going to surrender your will back to Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala? That's when you have to be in tariqat to teach you how to surrender your will. That time, inshallah, we will learn step by step what it means to submit. Isn't submission Islam? They don't submit to their shaykh. They don't submit to the Prophet. They only submit to their ego. You say, first you have to submit to your shaykh. No, that is bid'ah. I submit only to Prophet. And we say, submit yourself to Prophet. No, I submit only to Allah. Submit to Prophet, that's shirk. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the Ayatul Karimah, obey Allah, obey His Prophet, and obey your rightly guided leaders. So Allah is telling us to commit shirk. If you're already obeying Allah, why you need to obey the Prophet? If you're obeying the Prophet, why Allah is saying you must obey your rightly guided leaders? So now, there is a protocol that we are talking about. So, if you want to be a Muslim, if you want to have faith, if you want to give up our will, we must turn away from the sunnah of shaitan and hold on firmly to the sunnah of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. Allah ordered the angels, and in reality all of creation, to bow down, to make sajda, sujud, to Adam alayhi salam. Shaitan says, no, you make a mistake. I make sujud only to you. Understand? Why I have to? This is just made from clay. I'm more superior. This didn't even make one sujud to you. I have been worshipping you for hundreds and thousands of years. In reality, Shaitan's intention is saying, if anyone should make sajda, it is to me. Because I want that maqam al-mahmud. But Allah had created Adam alayhi salam. And that maqam al-mahmud, it is for the one who is going to come from the lineage of Adam alayhi salam physically. The maqam al-mahmud is going to be the place for the Holy Prophet alayhi salam. Who is in Adam alayhi salam? You, me, every one of us. We were seeds in the backbone of Adam alayhi salam. And the angels are commanded to bow down to us, but we're sleeping. We think our existence is only 9 to 5, working, eating, drinking, sleeping, getting married, and dying. We have been created to be Khalifatullah. So where are you going to understand all this? If you want to understand the higher level of knowledge in this dunya, in education, you need to go to graduate school, postgraduate school, higher, more specialist it becomes. Don't think religion is magic. Islam is magic. Just a couple of words and it's going to happen like that. 23 years it took the Prophet ﷺ. Blood, sweat, and tears he shed. He didn't say, I just prayed to Allah and I won the battle. He did not. Teaching us that. And the Sahaba Kiram, they submitted to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. And the Tabi'ins, they submitted to the companions of the Prophet. And the Tabi'ins, they do that. Now, the wisdom of the Shaykh and the sign that the tariqat is still living, it is alive, is that it knows who it's dealing with. If you see a little kid is only 7 years old, are you going to test him with the knowledge of a 17-year-old? Are you going to? Say, you sleeping?
No.
Are you going to test him with the knowledge of a 70-year-old?
No.
He's 7 years old. Awliya Allah, they are the copy of the mercy of the Prophet ﷺ. They gather, especially in the subcontinent. That's how they made so many people to become Muslims. No? They didn't say, come here, let me teach you. First chapter, Bab al-Taharat, this is what you got to do. Wudu, ghusl, this, okay, 32 farz. No. They say, come. They show some miracle, just for them to wake up a little bit, because in that area there, they see so many wrong knowledge, black arts, let's say, sihr. They have to show coming from that angle there, so that it reaches the people. Again, the Shaykh, the awliya Allah, they must know the people, must know what is in their heart, and to reach to them. He goes down to their level, and he brings them up. He doesn't go down to their level to stay at the level. He doesn't stay up to say, you come up to my level. He goes down to their level. Slowly, he brings them up. Then he watches. This one, this much he can do. It's okay. This one, he can do more. Then come closer. This one, they can do more. Then that one, I'm going to proper training to you. This one, he cannot do anything. Then sit quietly over there. And just coming once in a while, it's okay. He must have that wisdom now. If he's going to put down harshly on that one, that his spirit, he cannot really take much knowledge, but he loves to be in the presence of awliya, in the sheikhs, but he cannot take too much. If that one is going to put him down with all that laws and conditions, he's not a very smart teacher. He's not a very smart sheikh, and that one is going to fail. Rahmatan lil alameen. The mercy to all the worlds. And this is a sunnah of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Some Sahabis, he gave special knowledge. Some Sahabis, he just gave the Shariat. Some Sahabis, he said, this is what you can do. No, you don't even have to come around too much. There are different levels. And there is a knower above every knower. There's a knower above every knower. Unbroken chain. So, if you want to stay in the correct path, then you have to learn from people who are on the path. People who are on the path, they will never claim anything. They will never claim that they are saints. They will never claim that they have extra powers. They will never say, give me your money, I will write some tawiz and I will give it to you. They will never say, I will open my hand, I will pray, but you have to give me. They will never force people. There's no compulsion in Islam. There's no compulsion in religion. He will not force people. He will not be an authority on them if they are not accepting him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself warned his prophet. Your duty is just to give the message. You are not an authority on them. Isn't this Ayatul Karimah? Give them the message. Part of intelligence is to know what, when, and why. What you're doing, when you have to do it, and why you are doing it. If you mix everything up, you may have the best of knowledge, everything turns upside down. Follow those who ask you no fee. This is a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Surah Al-Yasin. They ask you nothing. They don't take your money. They don't need you. You need them. They don't need you. They're not asking you now, you must submit to me. Some saying that. They don't say that. Already, if you're sitting in this station and you say, you must obey me, you already lost. That means you have no authority. One, the Sultan, he sits. If he's a real Shaykh, he can reach to the other side of the universe and to pull you. You're not listening? Go ahead. Then you're going to see. Follow those who ask you no fee. And they have achieved a station of safety. They are rightly guided. So, if you want to go to higher stations, or if you want to have Islam, to learn submission, higher stations, coming back down to the first one too, Abdullah. I don't think, some people thinking they go higher stations, and higher stations means what? How many times? Everyone loves to read, right? Everyone is reading about saints and their experiences and this and that. So you think you're a saint. Don't. We're all sick. Don't go to the hospital thinking you're a doctor. Go to the hospital and get cured. I believe it is Hazreti Abu Yazid Bistami We're asking for his madad, for his support, to support us tonight. He is coming from our golden chain too. He is describing the maqams that he has reached and the vistas and the horizons that he sees. He says, and I rise further than that, and I see this, and I rise further than that, and I see this, and I rise further than that. This is not seeing, this is real experience. Not just seeing a couple of things and you get excited. He experienced, and what did he say? He says, this is all a lie. Abdullah, to be a servant of Allah. The most favorite name of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Ibn Abbas radiallahu an, had a servant. And he asked his servant one day, "What is your name?" The servant says, "Whatever name you give me, that is my name." Saying, "What do you eat?" "Whatever you feed me, I will eat." "What clothes do you wear?" "Whatever you give me, I will wear." "Tell me now," Ibn Abbas asked him, "what does your heart desire?" He said, "What does a servant have to do with desire?" Ibn Abbas fainted. He's saying that servant's faith is higher than mine. If I had that much faith to my Allah, of course he's being humble. Don't take things literally. Now, when awliya Allah, Sahabi Kiram, they are putting themselves down, doesn't mean that we put themselves down. They're teaching us. Saying that one is a servant to Allah, because he's a servant to me. If I had that kind of understanding, I would reach to very high stations. Yeah. So, you're going high, come back down again. To be a servant to Allah. This is what we are here for. If you're entering to tariqats for that, welcome to you. This is what our Shaykh is offering. That is what our Shaykh Maulana is offering. Shaykh Maulana has so many wakils, so many Khalifahs. We're not saying we're representing him, no. We're representing our Shaykh that he has openly said, we don't want this, he's putting us there. They may have different directions, they may have different things that they are doing. We also don't interfere with them. If you interfere, be careful. First, look at yourself. Are you perfect? No. Then concentrate on yourself. You will win. If you say you are perfect, then we say, then question mark to your faith now. Because you already have kibir, arrogance. They're doing certain things. We close our mouths. We say, Shaykh Maulana is teaching us this, and we're following this way. And our way is the Osmanlı Naqshbandi way. Under Sahib al-Saif, we're stressing servanthood. We're stressing stepping on our ego. We're stressing discipline. We're stressing the Khilafat. We're stressing being a Jamaat. We're not stressing fitna and fasad. So, if you like, welcome to you. The Mevlevi order that they're whirling and remembering Allah, making the zikr of Allah, is an imitation, one of the reasons, is in the imitation of the different planets that are whirling, circling around the sun. From the smallest atoms to the biggest galaxies, everything is in constant whirling motion. You think you are sitting still, quiet right now. We're not moving. But this Earth is moving. This solar system is moving at 60,000 miles per minute, per second, moving towards unknown destinations. Allah is forever creating. So we are in constant motion. But when you see the Samazan, they're playing the ney, they're singing, they're playing the oud, they're playing other things for zikr, not for namaz. Namaz you cannot play instruments. For zikr of Allah, it is allowed. Which so many people now, wrong understanding, they become Wahhabi without knowing it. Be careful. If you start to judge, you're judging Hazrati Maulana Rumi. Be very careful. He also has an owner. And you know what, Maulana Rumi? He was a great, grand-sized fuqaha. He was a scholar. His father was a grand mufti. His great-grandfather was a grand mufti. He was a mufti himself. And when he met his Shaykh, who is his Shaykh? Shamsi Tabriz. Shamsi Tabriz. It's like the Holy Prophet ﷺ. He doesn't know how to read. He doesn't know how to read. He doesn't know how to write. He is Ummi. But his heart is open and it's pure and it's taking from divine stations. When he met his Shaykh says, now all these books that you are carrying with you, throw them all into the lake. And the lake turned blue, black. So, meaning, leave now all your book knowledge, because the journey that you are going to start now is not contained in those books. Now you start reading this book. And the Quran Kareem came down to the heart of the Prophet ﷺ. It didn't come down as a book. Sahabe Kiram, they learned the Quran not from a book. They learned it from the Holy Prophet ﷺ. They memorized it and they put it in their lives. The Mevlevi dervishes, of course now everything is upside down. Mevlevi dervishes now, they put women there circling around. We don't like that too much, but what can we do? They whirl, but they don't crush into each other. They're whirling, and it's whirling, and they whirl around. The Shaykh in the middle, representing Kaaba, Kaaba, Kaaba, representing the Kaaba. People think they know Tariqat, they know Sufism, huh? How many times we're reading to say, to look at a friend of Allah, it is worship. Which is more honored? Allah has put now stone, that is the Kaaba, or his friend. We read, we know, but we get mixed up. People are saying, why you put pictures? Haram. Kullu haram. Pictures. You're carrying your own picture in your pocket. You're carrying your children's picture. You're sharing your picture, spreading it everywhere. Allah's tajalli is not on everything. Allah's look is on his friends. If Allah looks at his friends, shouldn't we also look at his friends? So it becomes what? Haram? Now, there's so much understanding. Foundation now has to be built. May Allah give us more understanding, to make our heart to be open. When you put honey, bees, they come. Flies, they also come. Is it the fault of the honey? Is it the fault of the honey? No. People, they're looking at Muslims and they say, because some Muslims, they're doing wrong things in the world, they say all Muslims are terrorists, correct? Are Muslims terrorists, all of them? No, obviously not. Just because you see some people doing wrong things, now you're going to judge the whole people? That's not very intelligent. And you're going to carry the burdens of those people. Be careful. Be careful of the backbiting. Backbiting about awliya Allah. Oof. In the presence of a robber, of a felon, watch what you say. If you say the wrong thing, he'll kill you. In the presence of an awliya Allah, watch what goes on in your heart. Yeah. So, to know all of this, to practice it, we need a guide. We need a shaykh, not books. Because the books is also written by someone. Books, stale knowledge. You need fresh knowledge. And knowledge that is for you for this time. Not knowledge that is hundreds of years ago that you're trying to put here. No. That time, the knowledge is a knowledge that gives you benefit. It is not Malayani. That Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying the sign that Allah does not love that servant is when he's busy with knowledge that does not concern him. Malayani. May Allah forgive me. I know nothing. We're learning this from our Shaykh. You like it, take it. You don't like it, leave it. As you like. Everyone is free. Everyone has their own opinion. If you don't like it, leave it. I'll take it. I need it. Assalamu alaikum.